Hey, what's going on out there, everybody out there? This is the Nigga Rockin' Podcast. I am the KC Stork, one half of the I-70 Connect. I got my homeboy up in Topeka. 30 pieces of... Wait a minute, just be 30 pieces, right? What's going on, 30?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, again, yeah, it's 30 pieces of AG, but we're just gonna make it 30 for short. Short for 30 is gonna be the shortened version. So, yeah, man, I'm doing good. I know it's been a couple weeks since we got on again. I know we need to start to get on a little bit more frequent. I know we gotta work on a schedule. We talk about this on every episode. We'll do better. But how you been?
Yeah, just like everybody, like every sane person out there in the world, just, dealing with and coming to terms with the fact that we got a racist for a president. But then I found some it was something that Rodimus Prime, a black guy who tipped, shout out to them. He said something that got me right back into my right state of mind, dog. Everybody's saying that America has changed or gotten worse. He said something that was simple but yet profound. America just went back to its default racist setting. We got so used to having an open-minded president for the last 8 years, we forgot the fact that, oh yeah, this is America. It's racist as shit. So yeah. I'm good. I'm back on solid ground, pimp.
Yeah, that was kind of like a boring ass fucking explanation, especially coming from you. Like, I expected like some more emotional reaction. Like, damn, dog, like, you just got me.
If you would have hollered at me at like probably like on Wednesday when it first hit me, yeah, it'd have been some hot fire and a lot of fucks and niggas and bitches and whores and all this shit. But I didn't got my petty off on Facebook, arguing with the confused racist white friends of my friends, and then I'm starting to wonder like why motherfuckers continue to allow these people to be in their lives, man. Are they your bosses? Do they have like dick pics of you on your phone or vagina pics? If you be male or female, do they have some compromising information on you? Why do you allow these people to be your friends? Because what happens is when I comment on your post, these motherfuckers come at me, and then I gotta be like, hold on, motherfucker, you ain't my friend. And nigga, I spit hot rounds at anybody. You know that. So I've been getting my shit off, dog. I've been shutting motherfuckers down on Facebook. Motherfuckers been hitting me up on that, well, now Donald Trump is the president. We just need to be respectful. I've been hitting motherfuckers with all the motherfucking pictures of white folks and a few black folks with Barack Obama as a witch doctor, with Barack Obama as a lion African. So it's an African lion picture with lion African in the White House. Pictures of motherfuckers holding up poster board with a noose talking about hanging there, Obama. So I hit them with that shit. They're like, oh, that's different. That's like, man, first of all, get the fuck on up out of here. And then I send a direct message to whoever I'm talking with, like, look, man, get your boy or get your gal. Because if y'all want to remain friends, you need to send them a message telling them to stop talking to me because I'm about to lay fire to their ass. You know what I'm saying? So, I done got my rocks off, dog. So, I mean, I'm not good, but I'm like you told me in our private text messages, I'm better than what I was. Cause like I said, the reality is we back at where we back at the default, like Rodimus Prime said, we back at the default racist setting, which meaning we just back into what America's been before it had its first black president. The end.
Yeah. Damn, I almost feel like like we cheated our audience now, because it's like we're so subdued, and I know you just did the most of the talking right now, but I'm subdued myself, I mean, I'm like tranquil right now. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm on like 5 Xanaxes now compared, and we're having this episode. I know, you know, right, I mean, we're just gonna jump right into it. So I was in a bad, I wouldn't say bad spot, bad mood or anything like that. It's just I didn't realize how much this particular election or this time around, how it was. I didn't realize how, I didn't know how it truly was gonna affect me, both physically, financially, and emotionally. And it did all three. I mean, well, financially, not yet, but I know it will. Um, and hopefully, it's because we'll get a raise when he gets into office. But whatever. That's if he decides to keep the Department of Veteran Affairs going. Word is that he wants to stop funding for the EPA. So if the EPA goes, I mean, the Department of Veterans Affairs is under his command. So it's
The
he could.
EPA and the what?
Well, the Department of Veteran Affairs is under his. It's under the executive branch. So
Oh, you said it. You
he
said. Oh, when you said the EPA, I thought you meant like the Environmental Protection Agency. I was like, what?
yeah, the EPA is under him too, and
Right,
he
but
wants.
I guess I'm
Word is that he
confused.
wants to stop funding.
What does
Well, if he
one have to do with
stops,
the other?
like they're saying that he might eliminate some stuff. I mean, he could very well eliminate some departments,
Nah, I don't
merge
think.
some
I
departments.
don't. I don't think he will eliminate the VA.
Bro, we were here 2 weeks ago. Last time we got on, saying that he wasn't gonna win, and guess what? This motherfucker won. He dominated, dog. He
No,
destroyed
hold on.
shit.
We gotta go back and listen. I said I don't know.
All right, dog. I'm gonna be honest. I thought I didn't know I didn't think he had a chance, dog. I
Nah,
really didn't. Compared to what with the considering how the outcome was last time around, last presidential election, I figured that these people, the same people, would turn out in numbers. If anything, the Latino vote will probably go up a little bit more because I figure in the last 4 years or 8 years, some Latinos probably got their citizenship up, the
don't,
game up,
bruh.
and but
Yeah,
anyway,
but
so what I got was
but the
go
thing
ahead.
is though, like people talking about turnout though, like because I listened to High Five started and also doing some of my own little research, man. I mean, for the most part, Barack Obama had a 13% turnout as far as the black vote, and there was a 12% turnout for black vote as far as this election. The big factor is 60+% of white males voted for Donald Trump, and then 53+ % of white females voted for Donald Trump. That was the deciding factor. Fuck all the other shit.
Okay, I'll get back to that. The white vote. We'll get back to that. But let me finish my thought. So
Yeah,
yeah. So like I said, man. I mean, a couple of days have gone by. We're about what 3 days removed, 3 full days removed of what the president elect candidate or selectee was. I am disappointed. I am exhausted. Um, but I am disappointed, and I'm yet to figure out or pinpoint exactly why it is that I'm feeling so disappointed or such disappointment. Um, I fumbled around a couple ideas. I'm not one to just grab onto a certain idea and hold on to that and use that as my crutch or whatnot. But I do. What I've been doing is trying to see, what my real true emotions are. You know what I mean? Because anybody can have a knee jerk reaction, and obviously my knee jerk reaction is to say I'm disappointed, man. You know what I mean? Like people disappointed me and everything, though. But what it is, um, what it is like um, I generally am disappointed because I feel like we did a disservice to our kids' future, bro. We have our future, our kids' future in our hands, and we gave them, as much as we like to do as parents for them, we've gave them like a bad start, dog, like a negative start, dog. And look, and I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people have said, hey, let's give him a chance. Don't say anything, Winston, because I know you're gonna fucking blow up. I know people have said give him a chance. He's elected. He might do well, this and that. And I always get back to these people, and I'm like, look, and I stop them right then and there. I'm like, don't say that because if you don't really believe it, don't feed me no bullshit because I know I don't believe it. And if you don't believe it, don't say it because you're telling yourself that so that you can minimize the damage and you can minimize the effect that it has on you, and you're just normalizing it, and that's not right. You're normalizing something that you don't like and you're against. So don't do that to yourself. And I did that to my mom, to my sister. I did that to some coworkers that they decided to fucking talk about it, and I had to stop them. And I did it at the barbershop when I had, and I go to a black barbershop, and people started talking about that stuff, and I said, okay, you guys are going in, I'm going in on with you. And I stopped them right then in the tracks, dog. Like, yo, I'm like, don't say that unless you really believe that. If you don't believe that he's not gonna do a good job, don't say otherwise to convince yourself. That's like you're doing more harm to yourself than anything else. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I've been finding people. A lot of people have been doing that. Is they're coming to me, or they feel the need to express their opinions to me, and they say, "Oh, I believe he's gonna shock the world." No. That's what you want to believe.
Oh no, he gonna shock the world, nigga.
No, hold on, but that's what you want. What you want to believe.
He gonna shock the world.
Don't come at me with this BS, and you're trying to see the positive stuff in it, because there isn't.
I mean, when you grab a woman you don't know about a pussy, that's shocking. He gonna shock the world.
Yeah, and then number two, Hillary could have done this, Hillary could have done that. I've heard people say that if Biden would have ran, he would have won, or if
oh yeah,
what's his name? If Bernie Sanders would have ran, he would have won. I'm like, no, because they didn't. Hillary beat them. And
Hillary didn't beat Joe Biden, nigga. No, she beat.
I'm saying, well, because Biden didn't put his name in there. That's what I'm saying.
But he had a lot of shit going on too.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, again, if you come at me with some stupid shit, some ignorant ass, I'm talking about ignorant ass comment or rationalization, and say that, that Hillary lost it because she didn't campaign hard in a state that she thought it would. No, that's bullshit. She lost because she has a fucking vagina. That's part
of it.
That's like
that's the majority. That's the big part of it.
That's a big part that no one really wants to could admit, because let's face it, dog. If Joe Biden had the same scandal shit, we would have been like, oh, we could forgive. Let's give him a chance. Well, that's the same shit we're doing with Trump, dog. Trump has fucking rape cases pending and charges pending.
I will say Joe Biden does have a taint here. So you look at that whole thing with the Anita Hill and what's the Supreme Court justice? Goddamn, Clarence Thomas. He has some shady shit said during that time. I mean, and there's some other dealings he got going on too. You talk about Hillary Clinton and the crime bill. Joe Biden's around during that time. So if you look at that and some of the ways he voted, he has some of the same flaws as Hillary Clinton. But once again, I hate I don't want to hate because I don't hate because the Black Guy Who Tips is another reason why we do this podcast, because they influenced us and inspired us. But if you go to High Fire Starter and listen to what Rod was saying on that show, man, that nigga Joe Biden has a lot of charisma that Hillary Clinton doesn't have. She has a vagina. That's the first thing she has going against her. And she's not very charismatic, dog. You know what I'm saying? She's not.
No, right. I agree with that. I
So
agree with that.
Joe Biden, though, even though he has some of the same flaws as far as like, I would even say more flaws because he actually had positions of where he was able to vote on certain bills. So you can go back and check and track on certain bills that he voted for or against and certain things he supported. But Joe Biden is charismatic in the motherfucker, dog. And if you're charismatic, like Rod said, if you're charismatic, like even though Rod said it, a lot of people know. If you're charismatic, a lot of shit just gets pushed to the side. Like, yeah, but that nigga funny. You know what I'm saying? We all got a friend. Be like, yeah, that nigga problematic. He say some stupid shit. Matter of fact, I'm your friend. I say some stupid shit, but you was like, that nigga Roger funny. And it's just what it is, man. Sometimes we forgive a lot of shit if a nigga's funny or if they bring some extra value to our life because they are charismatic. Yes, oh, damn it. Don't stop talking.
No, I'm not gonna stop talking. But let's take a little break because I just want to make sure I'm recording. I feel like I am still recording, and I'll edit it. I'll edit this and I'll leave.
We'll say edit, but then we won't.
Edit. No, I'll edit this time. I'm staying up to make sure we have good quality.
Yeah, but I think the biggest knock for Hillary is, of course, she's a woman. So when we say she has a vagina, I hope everyone knows we're not trying to downplay or make fun of a woman having a vagina. But the fact that she has a vagina and the fact that she's not charismatic, and I mean, there are certain places that she should have won that she didn't do a good job of campaigning at. And I think the biggest thing is a lot of white folks, both women and men, white people, this was the fucking call to arms as far as like the whole Black Lives Matter shit, the whole fucking black people saying, and not just black people, people of color, and some white folks saying fuck the police, fuck the state, fuck the government, and then having 8 years of dealing with a black president. I think this here was white people's call to arms of saying, we don't give a fuck how stupid this vote feels. We gonna vote in the most racist, sexist, dumbest motherfucker we can find and put him in the White House.
Yep.
And that's what happened, man. And then our little private, unprivate, whatever the fuck text messaging group, and you got people in there. Well, Hillary Clinton's one of the dirtiest people. I'm like, really? So if Hillary Clinton got elected for president, would she be about to go? Would she be having to go to court to face fraud charges before she gets sworn in?
Right. I don't know, man. I think this is, like I said, I know we talked about this before, and I know a lot of the episodes, a lot of the podcasts that me and you talked about and listened to all the time, especially How Fire Starter. You got these people saying that they're gonna, if Trump wins, they're just gonna sit out there in the front porch, sip on this beer or whatever they sip on, and watch the world burn, and watch these people look at us like, what? Y'all gonna help us? Like, don't look at us. We did our part. Y'all did this shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, look, man, like I'm in a better spot. I'm in a better mood today. And, I have one thing. I have one positive thing for sure is to say about this, which was to my total surprise and shock, to be honest. You know how like we've been saying that what the Trump effect, what the real Trump effect has been is it has brought out the bigotry in people, friends of ours.
No, I don't think it brought it out. Trump has just turned on the light, and not even turned on the light, but has emboldened people to speak the bigotry that was already there. So I guess we're just two sides of a different coin. When you say brought out, I guess to me when you say brought out, it means that it wasn't there, or I kind of was. I kind of was a bigot. Now, like no. I've been a bigot all these years, and now I feel
right.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
You's a behind the closed doors bigot, but now you up in the limelight, out in public with it and displaying it. But I know coworkers, I know friends, former friends now, acquaintances, people on Twitter that I don't know that I block because they say some fucking crazy ass shit. But having said that, like tonight, actually in the last couple of days, it, I also, the people that I thought would fall into that category, that I would have to end the relationship, or just let them know like, yo, I can't mess with you no more if you're gonna be on that bullshit. I have a friend of mine that I bowl with, and I don't know if he's a Democrat or Republican, but I know he's not feeling that Trump shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Regardless of what he is, he's like, and we didn't talk about it, but we were kind of like exchanging like subtle messages back and forth, this and that. Not really talking about it, but I got the sense that I'm like, you ain't, like, I read you all wrong, bro. I had you read all wrong. Like you are on the right side of this, which to me is the right side of it. So I fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like, and that was it was a good surprise. It was a shocking surprise, but it was a good shocking surprise. But unfortunately, there are people that I know that I'm gonna be like, yo, that already cut off and can't really mess with him. I mean, I'll talk to him and say what's up, but it's never gonna be the same, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's never gonna be the same. And you mentioned it when we first talked, and as we, as our friendship evolved, you're like, you're like, Frank, I'll fuck with you regardless of what, ride with you, whatever you do, but you touch a little kid, dog, like I'm gonna put hands on you. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Of
like,
course, if you did, like, shout out to High Five Starter. If you diddling kids, nigga, of course. Matter of fact, like, I love you to death, dog. But if you putting hands on Jamie, nigga, I can't fuck with you, dog. Like, hey, dog, you can't be putting your hands on your wife, nigga. I'm sorry. I mean, there's certain lines, and to me, fucking with kids, putting your hands on women, and just supporting a fucking racist, dog. I'm like, all right, nigga, I guess I'll see you at work. But outside of that, man, what the fuck we gotta talk about?
Right, and that's where I'm at. Like, there was a black coworker of mine. We didn't say anything. It's kind of like, I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm Hispanic, and I know I'm not supposed to use the word, but we've been using the word. But it's the nigga nod. We gave the nigga nod.
Yeah.
We just,
well, you could just say we just say the black man head nod. Yeah.
For effect, though. For effect.
Though.
Come on.
The nigga for effect. Okay.
But you feel me though, right? Like, you don't say anything, but you just, and it was like we had like a fucking. It's like it was amazing. It was like I walked into the door. I just looked, head nod, shoulder shrug.
Hey,
but we had like I ain't gonna lie though. We had, I mean, if there was a nigga moment, that was a nigga moment for me, dog. Like,
hey, bruh.
No words were exchanged. Dog, we said everything we needed to say to each other. We perfectly same wavelength, everything, dog.
Hey,
like,
dog.
Besides being soulmates, dog, we was like on that level right there.
Hey, bro, it's so funny though, cause like where I work at, dog, like it's this nigga, dog. It's this older black dude, dog. Don't nobody like this nigga, dog. I you know me. I don't call you ain't never heard me call niggas coons, but like when you do hear me call motherfucker coon, that nigga coon. That's a tap dancing motherfucker, man. This nigga ass kissing, like he did, like, I ain't gonna say his name. Like, this motherfucker, when I first started working at KU, this motherfucker, he was like my he's one of the training managers, but he don't train nobody unless they a pretty white girl. Then he'll train you all day long. But initially, he does like your surgical scrub tech certification training. He's the guy that takes care of all that. Dog, like the whole time, like the whole 8 weeks, this motherfucker had me when I first got there. I never saw this nigga smile at a black woman at this hospital, bruh. Now you be a white woman, hey. I mean, it's KU Medical, dog. It's some fine ass black women there, dog. Just numbers alone, you're going to see at least 10 fine ass black women at this big ass hospital, right? He don't even look at them. So I was like, that's my first clue. Like, okay, you one of them funny niggas, dog. you know what I'm saying? And so like after Trump, Trump gets elected, motherfuckers going to work. Like you go in there, everybody, like you said, all the black people giving that somber black man head nod, dog. Like, what's up, my nigga? You like that head nod that says you cool, you straight, you need to vent. You know what I'm saying? You see this nigga, he got his cup of coffee. He's smiling big as shit, dog. He's smiling like motherfucking Ed McMahon just came to his house and gave him one of them big ass fake checks, dog. That's how big this nigga smiling, dog. And it's just like, you just a fake ass nigga, dog. I know your ass went to the motherfucking polls and you probably tried to vote for fucking Trump twice. I know it. I know it in my soul, nigga. Everybody else dapping. Everybody. Like, I ain't never seen him give the black man. Bro, I've been at KU for a year and like 2 months. Like, transport, environmental services, which is a janitor, but that's the new environment. That's how they call them now, environmental services, because ain't no more secretary, ain't no more secretaries, ain't no more janitors, dog. Everybody got to have a professional title. So you got to be environmental services. You got to what's secretary? Human resource officer, all kind of shit. You know how it go. I mean, like black doctors, dog. Black doctors, whether they be African, whether they be. I mean, when I say African, like, them niggas just came from Africa, like, and they doing medicine here at KU. Or you African American, everybody give the black man head nod. I have never seen this nigga get the black man head nod, dog. And you just made me think about that shit. Like, Monday when I go to work, I won't be like, hey, bruh. It just hit me. I have never seen you give a nigga here the black man head nod. What's going on? I need to holler at who stole your soul, bro? Like, I'm an atheist, dog, but maybe it might be something we might need to do an exorcism on this nigga. He might have an evil white spirit living inside of him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you just made me think about this shit, dog. Like, I have never seen it. Like, I have never, even if I don't really fuck with a nigga, you know what I'm saying? If I come in the locker room, I'm at least give you that nod, like, to acknowledge I see you. I don't fuck with you, but I recognize another nigga's in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And and it's funny though, because they tell us I work for the government, so we're not supposed to discuss affiliations and political shit and all that stuff. But I walk in, bro, and he and from his, I have to walk by his desk, and we get along already. So I walk in, and he kind of like looked to the side, pulled out his head, kind of like, I think this dude just walked in, and I looked up, man, and I saw his head, from the side of his little cubicle area, and I was like, "Yep." And just did the nigga head nod, dog. We had a nigga moment, dog.
Hey, dog. Niggas checking on each other, dog.
Yeah, and straight up, he was like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, dog. Just And that was a vocabulary, dog. Like, yeah. It was fucking. We said so much, dog, to each other that it was ridiculous, dog. It was like there's no other way to explain it than a moment. Dog. It was a nigga moment, and
bruh,
if I need to explain to you what a nigga moment is, dog, I'm sorry, dog. Go Wikipedia, Google it, nigga, YouTube it, dog, and find out, dog. That's what it was. It was surreal, dog.
bruh.
And and
It's
no lie, we was even the minority Filipino lady that we have in that office, and she's real nice and sweet and everything. She gave me the nigga nod too, dog. To
dog.
her, it's like the Filipino nod, dog. And she was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, like, "You'll be alright." I'm like,
What
"Yeah."
the fuck is the
She's
the Filipino nah, nigga?
it was like it was like she came in. She came and bought some donuts. Brought me one. She was like, "You all right? You haven't talked. You just want to put your headphones straight in." I'm like, yeah. It's just I don't want to hear or deal with anybody's BS, especially because I know that I'm gonna blow up on them. I'm not gonna let it pass. And she's like, no, I get you. I understand you. It's a good thing no one here is talking about that. I was like, all right.
Nigga,
So
it's
so
so
the thing
quiet at
is,
my job, dog. It's so
ooh,
quiet. It's
dog.
bruh, nigga. Hey, dog. White people walk around that motherfucker like they. Nigga, I jokingly said something today, like because I work in electrophysiology, but electrophysiology and cath lab, they're separated by a door, but they basically share the same lab. You know what I'm saying? So. But most of the supplies that we use are over in the EP section, our section. So somebody came over there and they like dropped some shit and they was making all this noise. I said, man, you better get on out of here, all that noise before I erect this wall like Trump, nigga. Everybody was like, woo. It's like, nigga, I opened the can up, dog. Niggas ready to talk about it. I was like, whoa, hey y'all, hey, shh. It's not the place. It's not the place.
Right. And what was it? Was it Wednesday? So where we're off today. So we got Veterans Day. Shout out, hey man.
Go
shout
ahead.
Out shout out to all the veterans out there. To you, to your wifey, to anybody all the veterans out there, our old unit, our current soldiers, service members, Air Force, even the National Guard, bro. Shout out to all
man,
the
fuck the National Guard. Them niggas is fat.
I'm right there with them.
I thought before you got out though, when you had your cowboy hat on, dog, you was trim, dog. Hey, nah, for real though.
I rock the beard so I could hide the second chin.
Yeah. Before I forget, nigga, yeah, respect to you, man. Shout out to you. Happy Veterans Day. Like you said, man, happy Veterans Day to my old lady back in the room. She probably mad at me because she wanted me to go to bed. But I'm like, we supposed to record this shit. It's been like 3 weeks strong. So I'll be spending all weekend making up to her. And but then yeah, respect to your wife for supporting you, supporting us, supporting everybody, man, so we can do this shit, man. But yeah, definitely happy Veterans Day. But back to what you were saying, Pimp.
All right, so we got a lot of stuff to cover, and I know that we talk about this all the time, like because it takes like a million years, bro. Fucking the second coming of Jesus will come, and we still ain't gonna record that. But anyway, so Tanya, you mentioned that someone looking at your tweet, it says someone really tried to hit me with the "you lost." Man, I didn't run for shit, but in my opinion, America lost. Let me move. And then Tanya hit you with the, that happened for you for real. You said you were gonna like try to tell the story.
I think I was in the moment, but then it's like, I know your brother listening, and I don't know if the niggas in that group listen, but but fuck it though, man. It's yeah, man, niggas be trying to hit you like, oh, you just mad because you lost, and I'm like, first of all, nigga, I ain't running for shit. My name ain't on the line. Hillary Clinton lost, but to a bigger fact, I think America lost. But it's just it's trying to get my words together here. But I think people throw it up to your face to say, or try to shut you down to say your argument is not credible, and anything you have to say to that's not credible because you just mad. Therefore, you're just emotional because you lost. And it's like, no, I still have the same hate for Trump that I had before he got elected, and I still think the same people who support him are racist as fuck. So, like, old boy who was in the group, I don't know his name, whatever his number is, who was like, are you calling me a racist? Like, nigga, if the shoe fit, put that bitch on, tie it up tight, and wear it, nigga. You supported a racist. What the fuck you want me to say? And that's what I didn't say that much in the group, but I said you support one. What you want me to say? Like Dave Chappelle said, you may not be a whore, but you're wearing a whore's uniform. Mm-hmm. What you want me to say? And it is what it is, right? Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing to me if I see a nigga listening to R. Kelly's music and you telling me I ain't a pedophile, but nigga, you supporting a motherfucking pedophile. What the fuck you want me to say?
Yeah.
I mean, nigga, what it is what it is. So just fuck everything Trump said. And then like I had some old white man today who was hitting me up in one of my friends' fucking Facebook groups talking about it's just the liberal media trying to call him a racist. He wasn't a racist before this, so I had to. So nigga, the first nigga I literally on my cell phone typed in Trump racist. Came up with this article, nigga, from the 70s about this nigga. And I said, hey, white man, this was the first hit. This was the very first hit I got off of Google, nigga. And then, of course, they all come back with that. Well, it's the liberal media. What nigga, what is it? Is it liberal media? Or is he a racist? Because everything they quoted in that motherfucking article was shit that he had going on in court pending. So what the fuck is it? So it's liberal media when they quoting some fucking facts from the court? So once again, man, miss me with all that shit, man. Just be a man. Just be a man. And this goes to our fucking chat group. Just be a man and say, I support a racist. I support a sexist. Fuck all the other shit. Fuck all the, well, what about, nigga, fuck Hillary. She, like, as you just told me, she lost. So why are we talking about a motherfucker that lost? Why are we talking about a loser? Let's talk about the motherfucker that won. You support a motherfucking racist, a motherfucking sexist, a motherfucking xenophobe, a motherfucking bigot, a motherfucking 3-time married motherfucking cheating ass son of a bitch. What about that? Fuck your family values, right? I don't want to hear shit about family values. I don't want to hear shit about respect this, respect that. He don't respect shit. Talk about all the workers he didn't cheat out of money, but he ain't dirty.
Yeah.
Nigga, my motherfucker, my uncles who are under the motherfucking dirt who sold crack in Kansas City cleaner than this motherfucker. I don't want to hear shit. Man, fuck, man, just see, I know you did it. You got me started, man. Fuck you, Frank. Fuck you.
I'm just trying to satisfy our one listener, dog. You know what I mean? Like,
these
shout out Tanya.
Niggas, hey, niggas out. I say niggas, white folks, niggas.
Go ahead, man. They
out here sipping the Kool-Aid, bro. They out here sipping the Kool-Aid. And I'm not saying that Hillary Clinton is clean, but no politician is clean. You can't have 30 years in the game of politics and be clean. Even Bernie Sanders got a little dirt on him, but they want me to believe this old white man with big ass suits is clean. Everybody in the game got some dirt. And the thing is, Trump ain't even been in the game and he dirty as fuck.
Right.
The same motherfucker in our same text message said, but he was a civilian. I'm like, yeah, he dirty as fuck still.
Yeah.
This nigga got to go to court before he gets sworn in. He has to, bruh. Can you imagine if Barack Obama had a case pending before he had to go? Not a case for sure, and then he got some sexual assault, probably some rape charges also on the back burner before he even raised his hand and put on the fucking Bible?
Yeah.
But I got bitches in my nursing class I had to fight day in and day out talking about Barack Obama's the Antichrist. I'm for real, dog. It was like bitches in my nursing class, 2014, talking about Barack Obama the Antichrist. I just take that breath. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna need you bitches to get away from me and never talk to me again, because I might slap on you bitches with a dirty needle. I'm serious.
No, but I mean, I get it, though. Like, I mean, I was part of that conversation.
Hold on. And if anybody in our group got some hurt ass feelings, feel free to come on here and we can talk about it.
Oh yeah. We got an open forum. We'll provide the platform, the media, the outlet.
Or you know what else? You know what else? You know what else? Be a man. Get your balls out your motherfucking girlfriend's purse and get your own podcast. There you go.
Yeah, well, get at me, and we'll get you guys started.
Spreaker,
no, but anyway,
Spreaker.com. You can get 5 hours for free. Is that a free plug?
Yeah, dog, no more free plugs, dog. Hold up, dog. You gonna have to pay for this shit, dog. No, but anyway, yeah, man, I was part of that group too, man. That chat group, we're going back and forth. I got in on it too, man. They sucked me right in, and one of my youngest brother, dog. He's recently found Jesus, even though he smokes weed and does some other shit.
I will warn you that you're gonna lose every time you bring up the weed and Jesus, because that doesn't hold it. It doesn't really hold. As an atheist, that's not going to hold any merit, really. There's like a natural substance, and there's always an alibi for that.
Right, but the simple question, I'm like, you believe in Jesus, but you gonna smoke tonight? Yes or no? That simple question, though, it's like
no, but it doesn't hold any merit.
What I'm saying,
I hear what you're saying, but the fact that he's like this is because as a Christian or someone's like Jesus, he's like, God put this here for us.
Yeah.
Now, if you said like, are you eating McDonald's? Are you drinking? Are you taking the part? Are you tampering your body?
Well, because even drinking, because he created turn water to wine. So I mean, he was
right, but then you start talking about gluttony. Do you have tattoos? Does he have tattoos?
Yeah.
So now you've defaced the temple of the body. So you'll be better aligned to go down that road than anything else. I'm just saying, as an atheist who was like forced to go to a Christian school, whose grandma founded the church and all that shit like that.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying that just answering the simple question, I wasn't trying to get it to. I wasn't trying to mean something. I'm just like, yo, just answer the simple question.
The fact that he's bothered by that though lets me know that he is his.
Yes,
he is newfound in his. I get what you're saying.
His conscience is like eating at him for no reason, even though he has an out. So it's like
he's newfound in his religion, and every once in a while, like he'll hit me up like outside the group, and it's like it's all love, man. I get it.
I told him to stop doing that shit because I'm like, look, man, he's gonna be respectful of you because of me. But don't misunderstand. Don't get it confused. I told him that, like, yo, if he goes in on you, dog, hey, don't come at me and be like, yo, Roger did this. I'm like, nah. I'm like, you asked for it, dog.
No, but like for the I live with a woman who's a Christian, so I think people get in their head that if you're atheist, everything around you is atheist, and it's like no, for the most part, all that I know in my family, I'm the only atheist. My immediate family. I'm the only person who outright says I'm an atheist. And everything, I mean, all my sisters, my mother, my girlfriend, my children, because of their mothers, take them to church. Because like, ha, no shit, you are the religion of your family. That's how it happens. But yeah. I'm the atheist, so I think people assume if you're an atheist, what's going on around you? It's like, yeah, nigga, I'm the only atheist. I get it. I got it. I have no problem with people in their faith. If that's what helps you get through your day, cool. But don't come at me talking about I'm lost and I'm some little lamb in the woods and I gotta find God. I'm just like, that's fine.
Right, but anyway, so I was talking to him, and he.
I like how he gave me the yada yada, nigga.
Who, me?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna give you this gunshot.
But yeah, I told him, I got at him, and one thing we like to do, man, it's like I don't mind educating somebody, and we talked about this a couple episodes back. It's like my job is not to fucking change your mind. My job is not to educate you. I don't feel like it is, dog, because I don't know if you want to be educated, so I'm not going to assume that you want to be educated. So if you want to seek understanding, I'll provide it. But I'm not going to just hand it out, dog. Right. And that's one thing I think I did in that chat. And I said, like, look, ultimately just take me out, because if y'all ain't really trying to understand what we're saying, you're not. Doesn't matter what I tell you. Doesn't matter what I say. Even if I fucking all of a sudden agree with whatever the hell you guys are saying,
I mean,
you guys will find something wrong in me, like
the,
vibing and feeling you guys.
the
So I'm like, fuck this, man. Like y'all have your mindset. You're gonna see it's not gonna take long before the effects start coming in. And I get it though. Like the majority, you're the old. I think me and you are the oldest in that chat group, in that football group.
right.
And so,
I think so that means I'm the oldest.
yeah. So
Unfortunately.
you're the oldest, and the youngest is probably like 17 or 18 years old. I don't know, but ultimately, what it comes down to is what they have experienced, and the reality is that these people probably haven't. I'm gonna assume that they haven't experienced as much as we have, and then the other thing is like what they're doing is they're siding with something. What I think is so like Hillary to them probably, and this probably to most people that went against Hillary, that don't know or have much experience with her is she embodies or is or represents the same old. Like there's no, she's been in politics for 30 years. She hasn't really had much effect or much to show. I mean, she does. She's made a couple impacts when she was a senator of New York, and then a Secretary of State, and some foundations that she had. But most people don't bring those up because of these FBI email files, investigation shit that she has. But anyway, but she represents keeping everything the same, and to them, Trump felt like the change or something new. You know what I mean?
Bruh,
He's never been in politics.
bruh.
He's not a good old boy.
Can I
You know
say
what I'm
something?
saying?
Can I say something though? When people say that to me though, I'm like, because I'm like, on the other side of it is that was the same thing they tried to use against Barack Obama, that he had not been in politics long and he was not the status quo. You realize that, right?
No, I know that. But
No, I'm saying. So when people say it to me, I kind of go, I kind of chuckle. But it goes back to what you're saying about the youth of a lot of people. You start talking about, because let's be honest. When you're in high school, for the most part, most high schoolers don't pay attention and don't give a shit about politics. So for a lot of people, especially in our chat group, previous to Barack Obama, you got George Bush and Barack Obama, right? They're not going back and checking the history as far as like the previous Bush, Clinton, I guess it had been Bush again. Was it Reagan before that? Not Reagan, Bush. Who was it before the senior Bush? Was it Reagan? I'm not sure.
Know.
I gotta go back and look. But anyway,
Carter was in there somewhere.
yeah. Carter was before Bush. Before Reagan though. Talking about Nixon, Carter, Reagan, I think, right?
Carter was in the 80s, man.
Bro,
mid 80s.
You got it. Hold on. Now you got to hold on. You got to use my other dig ass, slow ass computer. Hold on, bro. Damn, you right. No, you not. Fuck. Really? So, nigga, wasn't no goddamn. Hold on.
Go ahead.
This thing is all. Hold on, dog. This thing is all fucked up. Cause it says like Reagan, and then they got like Lyndon B. Johnson, nigga. This is not in order at all, nigga. Lyndon B. Johnson was not before Reagan, nigga. Hold on, man. I'm just scrolling through a lot of white men right now. So yeah, nigga, I was right. Nigga, I know I was right. It's Jimmy Carter. So you got Gerald Ford. So you got Nixon, Gerald Ford. Jimmy Carter was before Reagan. Reagan, Senior Bush, Clinton, George, and then motherfucking Barack. Nigga, don't be talking about. Nigga, I know my politics, nigga. Anyway, got that clear.
All I said was Carter was in there somewhere. I don't know where.
Nigga, he was not. He was before all of that shit I was saying.
He was before Reagan.
Yeah, he was before Reagan.
Okay.
I hate you. Now you know what the fuck I was talking about, dog. I fucking God, you a fucking nigga.
You know that the high schoolers don't go back and look at the history.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. So that was another point that I've heard other places that for a lot of people, all they know is Barack Obama. That's the worst thing they know is Barack Obama. And it's like, well, Barack Obama failed us on this. And it's like, nigga, do you know of the Reagan era? Do you know of motherfucking Senior Bush, George Bush? And if the only thing you have to know as far as like failure is Barack Obama and the Democrats, of course your dumb ass to go out and vote for a motherfucker like Trump. Because you don't know.
Right.
And then like, oh boy, in our fucking chat group, you spend some motherfucking hyperbole. Clinton is the dirtiest motherfucking nigga. Nixon? Watergate?
Yeah.
You talking about George Bush and his motherfucking Dick Cheney? Halliburton? Enron scandal? Nigga, are you serious? Are you serious right now? And he better be happy that I was on my cell phone. If I was on my, because you already know, if I was on my computer, nigga,
Bro, them paragraphs were getting me though, dog.
Yeah,
thesis state. We weren't getting text messages, dog. We were getting thesis.
Yeah, nigga, and then you know me, dog.
But no sources.
Nigga, when you start giving me like a thesis statement and it's all hyperbole and it's all, and that's why I said, nigga, give me a link. I'm not gonna look it up. Well, bitch, you the one sending me. You the one making the claim. So, bitch, you the one need to prove it.
Right.
And that's right. I said, bitch, you the one making the claim. So, bitch, you the one need to prove it. Frank got me started.
All right. So, so politics, president, anything else? I know one thing I do want to say is,
but nigga, hold on. No, say what you gonna say. I gotta look some shit up. Say what you gonna say.
So one thing that's been in the back of my mind too, and I wanted to express it, and I talked to my wife about this, and Jamie, you know, she found it weird too, I guess. But one of the things when I was listening live at the election results, and you know what the states when they were turning blue or red or whatever the votes were coming in, one of the things that they were I don't know. I just never. Maybe you've heard it before. There was a phrase that I really haven't heard till that moment that night. It was they kept referring the voters, these that were showing up in droves of numbers, as as blue collar whites. And I know I'm not that old, and I'm still young, and I may be a punk to some people. But blue collar and white collar are two different things. You know, for the most part, we're all blue collar. Blue collar just means that you're like the worker bee, for example. You're in the assembly line. The white collar is the executive management positions up higher. It doesn't signify skin color, race, or whatever, but yet they kept throwing that word out, that phrase, blue collar whites. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, there's blue collar blacks, blue collar browns. Like, I thought blue collar was blue collar. Like, you're on the assembly line, you know better than the other person, though. I mean, that was already a split division right there.
Well, no, but everybody, everybody divides race, though.
But as they. Right, but as
I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean everybody.
Right, but as the broadcast continued and the more votes coming in, and then the regions and the areas when they zoomed in on the maps, you started noticing that it was in the rural areas. So I'm like, wait a minute. So what do you call are they blue collar whites that from the city? Nope, those are just whites. So I'm like, wait a minute. So in my mind, I'm like, you just gave a new phrase. You just cleaned up the word redneck, hick, backwoods, inbred motherfuckers, though, and named them and gave them the phrase blue collar whites. That blue collar whites have been ignored for the last 8 years, what blue collar whites have been ignored? The backwoods, rural, mostly uneducated white people that are stuck in the past with their old ideologies, old way of thinking, non-progressive ass having motherfuckers out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously on the broadcast they couldn't say that shit, but that's what it ultimately was. I was like, I've never heard blue collar whites. Like, what the fuck? You Google that shit right now, and it's like Google is like goes crazy. Like, what the fuck is that? That we just made up a phrase for redneck, a new term, dog, a new terminology, though. That's what it was. I was like, well, so what the fuck you call a white person in like, especially in the Detroit area? Like, what the fuck you call a white person there?
Why?
Right? But yeah, you move to the next county over, that's a rural area. It's like blue collar white showed up. Like, what? Motherfucker, like, there's no blue collar white. Those are just.
The bottom line is, people try to build a scapegoat to blame niggas for this shit, though, dog. But it happens all the time. Like, you go back and look at some of the hits, like in California, as far as the Prop 10, I don't know, gay rights, stuff like that. People try to put that shit on black voters. Even though a lot of white voters came out and voted against it. Even though a lot of, like, you know, Church of Latter-day Saints, shit like that, came out and funded shit as far as, like, trying to stop that from passing. And, you know, the Church of Latter-day Saints, the majority of, I mean, I hate to stereotype, but ain't a lot of niggas in the Church of Latter-day Saints. Most niggas are fucking Baptist, Christian, African, AEME, African Episcopalian, Methodist, all that shit. African Methodist Episcopalian. Damn. Yeah, been drinking. My bad. But, yeah, ain't a lot of niggas that's part of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Sorry, America. but you always find it, dog. Niggas try, not niggas, America, and some niggas try to say it's niggas' fault. Even though for the blacks who came out, they voted at a plus 80% for Hillary Clinton. But once again, America's scared of white women and scared of white men. The media is. Don't nobody point out the fact that white men, people do point it out, but they don't harp on the fact that 60+% of white male voters who came out to vote, voted for Donald Trump. And even though Donald Trump talking about all these policies are going to take away reproductive rights from women, white women,
that's scary.
At a plus 50% clip, still went out and voted for Donald Trump. But it's niggas' fault. Like your brother was talking about.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's why I got offended when your brother said something about the blacks, and I'm like, how is it our fault? We 13% of the motherfucking population, bruh. How is it our fault?
Yeah.
Even if all 13% of us came out and voted, nigga, he still get in.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, man. It's like, I think, you know, again, I just did a quick Google search on that. I put blue collar whites, and that shit didn't pop up nowhere, though. And the Wikipedia don't even recognize it. And so white collar and blue collar, and there's even pink collar. No blue collar whites, though. And like I said, I mean, look, he just talking about, my brother's one of those that's like, let's give him a chance. We gave Barack Obama a chance. Let's see what Trump's going to do.
Who gave Barack Obama a chance?
Listen.
Not them blue collar whites.
Right. And then so for me, like I told my brothers, man, and my mom and everything, and I even tell you and my wife, it's like, look, I have to, and I said this in our barbershop, man. I left work early on Wednesday. I needed to, because I didn't want to interact with anybody, dog. And I went to the barbershop, got my hair cut. I like I said, I went to a black barbershop. That's where I go normally. And, I found that was going to be my peaceful, the most, that was going to be my center, dog. That was a place that was going to be peaceful and everything. So I go in there, dog. Somebody's running up the mouth. They say some ignorant ass shit. My barber looks at me, and I look at him, and I just, another nigga moment. I just nodded. I'm like, I'm not gonna go in, dog. I'm not gonna go in. And he just like, that's all right. That's good. But there was a moment, dog. This man said something, and I was like, hold up, dog. I gotta stop you right there, dog. And my posture changed, dog, and my tone changed. And it was one of these things. It's like, look, I don't need to be told something is bad to know that it's bad, dog. There are some things that I have to experience myself so I could kind of make my mind up. But the idea that somebody like Trump, and it's not just him, dog. Like, I don't want people to understand, like, he's just a physical figure, dog. Like a physical image that we can put a face to the
He is
ideology,
the
the ideas, the
manifestation of race
concept, the mentality.
of the allowed racism in
Right.
America. And he's
But it's
also
yeah, right. He's just
he's a good picture of white privilege.
right. And so the 1% too. And and so for me it was like, and I told him, I mean, look, listen, look, we could sit here and do all this blah 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 boo boo shit, whatever. And I said, look, at the end of the day, man, I'm in a position. I'm an illegal immigrant. My mother and this and that. I told him one little brief backstrap. There was a white girl that was with this dude. You know, the black dude. You know, to be good, we intermix and everything. And so the white chick was like 2 chairs down, and I could see her eyes just like fucking. You know, when eyes just looking at you, and you could tell, dog, that she was like, yo, this nigga's like not like this guy talking. He's not talking out his ass, dog. Like, this guy's like on some shit. And I was like, hey, listen, I'm not here to be racist. I'm not here to do this, but whatever. For me, what it comes down to is one or two things now. It's I have to. There was, when I came illegally, there was an opportunity there for me, and I took advantage of it, and I flourished, and thank God that I made it, though. And I'm here, and I'm in a better position than my mother was, and everything. My son already has a better start than I ever did, and so his experience is not going to be the same experience that I went through. His opportunities are going to be a lot better, and he's not going to take advantage of other opportunities that I had to take. You know what I mean? So his opportunities are going to be better and for the better, and he better take advantage of those. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But he's already in a good position. So for me to say that I'm preserving his future, I am going to preserve his future. But the futures that I'm really preserving is the ones that are coming up right now that are in the same position that I was 25 years ago, 27 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Illegal, undocumented, not born here. No rights, no nothing now. So I got to preserve that. Who the fuck am I 27 years later to say, yo, send them all back, build that wall. If you commit a crime, you're done, you're out.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? If you're done, if you kill somebody, you're out. And all Mexicans are, all Latinos are Mexican and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I have to preserve that same opportunity, because if I made it, somebody else is going to make it. Yes, there are going to be some fucking bad apples, dog, but there's going to be one kid out there that's going to take advantage of those opportunities and make something of themselves and give back to this community and give back to this country and all that shit. You know what I mean? Forget my son for right now. My son's going to be good, man. He's all right. But it's them other ones that I got to make sure that opportunity, somebody has to preserve that. And Trump is a threat to that, and I have to vote against that, dog. Anytime you make a threat against that. And then 2 is, if this guy, if Hillary was a man, he would have won. We wouldn't even be having this discussion. The fact that the matter is, America is not ready. We just had a black president. I said this shit in a fucking black barbershop, dog. And I said, look, the fact that we have a black president that was a white, these blue collar whites, whatever you want to refer them to as, they came out. I'm married to a white woman. They're a white family. They're a farmer family. They're a Republican family. But for the most part, they've already made the change. They've already progressed their mindset to accept me and my son and my family for what we are and who we are. And they changed their mindsets a little bit. I don't expect them to change anymore. But the fact is that a white woman after a black president, America was not willing to say a woman is gonna be our leader, dog, because of her fucking vagina. And the girl was like 2 chairs behind. I could see like I could feel it, dog. Like she wanted to say something, dog. Like she wanted to say like I felt like she wanted to say like, "Yo, you fucking right, dog. I'm glad somebody fucking said that, dog." And everybody was in the chair was like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, dog. Y'all need to pay attention, dog." And he's like,
Hey,
"Oh, wait
dog,
for it." And I'm
niggas
like,
ain't
"No, no."
niggas ain't ready to hear that
And then,
vagina
and then I
talk,
was
dog.
and then I was like, and then I was like, then I was like, and I was like, this look, you know what I did on Wednesday, on Tuesday night when I went to that church to vote? I said I want the ballot that affects my district. I don't want the ballot because I was apparently they had me in another region, so the good thing I checked on that, and I was gonna vote on a district that I was not living that didn't affect me. Like what the fuck is that? I'm like no, I want the ballot that goes to my district where I live in my current address. Here's my driver's license. This is my current address. I've changed this multiple times. I want that ballot, and they're like, all right. They called and confirmed. They gave me the right fucking ballot, and I voted on not just the national campaign, but I also voted in my district, in my local district, and in the county, and in the city, and the state. I voted all these motherfucking Republicans off that fucking ticket. Is it gonna happen? No, whatever. But the idea is that I told these people, you need to go out and you don't have to wait 4 years. You go to the midterm elections.
Yeah,
You wait for the midterm, and that's where you make the change. It has to happen here locally before it could go up nationally. You put out the message that yo, you ain't gonna put up with this bullshit. And again, I'm Hispanic, I'm Latino, and all that shit. Like, and for the most part, when you go to a barber shop or you go somewhere else, you kind of all think that you're all in the same mindset and length and educational level and background. But the idea was that they weren't ready. My barber knew this shit, and
bruh.
I was like,
A lot of men, especially even not necessarily especially, but even black men are not willing or not ready to wield to the power of a woman, bruh.
bro,
I mean,
not even in the Hispanic community, we're not ready neither, dog. We want to say we're progressive as fuck, but we don't, dog. We hold women to a high regard. Don't get me wrong.
We're progressive as fuck until it comes to putting a woman in power. Period.
And I
End
told
of the
them,
day.
and they try to counter, and what really got the conversation going about the vagina is, and I had to say this, like they felt like hey, that
No.
it wasn't the gender didn't have anything. It had something to do with it, but not all of it. I'm like, listen, it has something to do with it because I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. Look, I'm be honest. My mom, I didn't have a dad. My mom had multiple men in the house, in and out, dog. You know what I'm saying? I knew what was going on.
Gotta make
I'm
them.
I
Gotta
and
make
I
them
said
ends meet.
and I'm like my mom, she needed somebody, she needed a physical attention too. You know what I mean? The fact that she's human. I said, look, my mom would be what I would call classically define her as a classical hoe. But that's me saying that shit.
Dog,
That's my mom.
but you saying that,
No, hold up. And I said that.
but
And
you
let
saying that because of conditioning, nigga.
right. But I said like, look, that's me saying it though. Now watch this. Let another motherfucker call my mama hoe. I guarantee you, dog, that I'm gonna motherfucking get offended. Why am I gonna get offended? Because that's my mom, and they're disrespecting my mom. Because quote unquote, to society, a woman is not supposed to be with another man or multiple men like that, right? That lets you know. But if it was my dad and that nigga was hoeing around, he's gonna be getting the praise. The same shit applies to Hillary Clinton. If you put a man in that motherfucking office
Hey,
with the
dog.
same fucking
But the
scandals and
thing
bullshit,
is,
you would look past that shit. But because she's a fucking woman, you are not gonna.
but the thing is though, men don't even say hoeing around when it comes to other men. They just say, oh, he got him a little bitch here and there.
Yeah,
But they minimize it the same way we minimize Donald Trump's racism, dog. Oh, he's just egotistical. Oh, he like you go back to our text message, dog. He's egotistical. He does this. He does that. every little word, but to say that this motherfucker said some racist shit, dog. We minimize to the fact that now we got a motherfucking racist, bigot, xenophobe, orange motherfucker for our president. And I'm
Yeah.
and yes, I am a member of the United States, but until this motherfucker gets sworn in, he's not my president. So I'm gonna talk that shit till January, nigga. What's up?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, like I mean, I'm under the executive branch too, dog, and I'm like, you know, I respect the position. I don't have to respect the man.
And no, it's
We've been in. I'm in the military. You in the military. It's I don't have to respect. You respect. What is it? What is it?
respect the rank.
Uh,
You
yeah,
respect the
you
rank, not the.
respect the rank, not the person, not the man, not the woman, or whatever. You respect the rank, and I was like, okay, I respect the
Yeah,
position.
nigga. I told motherfucker, I'm gonna give him the same respect you gave Barack Obama, nigga. What?
Yeah. Other than that, dog, just understand this. But anyway, like again, in the barbershop, dog, like that's what I had. I
No,
went and
but
I felt better though after that. And it's like because the reality is like you got a lot of people, and I hate doing this, man, because but one thing I don't like is that like you got motherfuckers out there that are really misinformed, dog. And these two guys, they were like a couple of years younger than me, but they educated though, dog. You know what I mean? Like I've seen them before,
you can
and
be
they
educated
got
and stupid as fuck.
right, but they be educated. But I'm like don't act crazy in front of this woman, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say some ignorant ass shit just because you're in a barber shop, dog. And just because I sound ignorant sometimes on the podcast, like, or my speech, I have a speech impediment or this and that or whatever. Don't get it twisted, bro. When it comes to defending myself, defending something that I could get my fucking grammar and vocabulary up, man. The fact is that this podcast is a medium for me to be relaxed, for you to be relaxed, and speak our mind, say what the fuck we need to say, and go on about it. But when we're in a public forum or sector or whatever, and I hear and like the conversation starts to be like a little ignorant and shit like that, I'm like, I'm not having it, dog. I'm like, we need to come back. I mean, we could joke around and do all this shit, dog, but this is something serious, dog, especially now, dog. And this goes back to what I was saying before, dog, when I opened up the episode. I didn't realize how much this election or the results of this election affected me, dog. That it made motherfuckers lose their fucking goddamn minds, dog. And I'm like, yo. And so it wasn't that it affected me personally, emotionally, or whatever. I guess it took its toll on me on like how much damage it has done to people's mindset to minimize, to downplay, to kind of like fucking trick their minds into accepting that it's gonna be all right. And the reality is that there's people out there right now though that are really considering moving, and then B, there are fucking families dog that are probably being raided right now that we don't know of, that their kids are gonna like stay here and the parents are not gonna come home though. I know that's not a reality that you don't face on a day in day out basis. Because let's face it, though, I mean you black and you have your the things that you deal with that I can't relate to, and the issue of deportation and people busting in and going to a fucking job, even if you are a fucking white collar. Because let's face it, there's a lot of white collars that come into this fucking that are in our executives that come from other countries and forget to renew their fucking visas. And guess what? They're gonna fucking come and be fucking escorted and deported out themselves too. So, um, I mean, that's one of the things, man. Like I said, like I think it's because immigration is again, immigration was used as a platform, and for the first time, I hope that it doesn't get addressed, though. And I hope that it doesn't get addressed, um, because if it doesn't get addressed, then that means for a lot of people are gonna get their families get back down, and I hope that no family is separated and split, um, in the way that they that you know, President-elect Trump is wanting to do. Hopefully, there's something, somewhere that stops them.
Yeah. So
Anyhow, what else do you want to talk about this politics, man? Anything else you want to get off your chest or anything before we move on to the next? The
nah,
world.
man. Just like I don't know. People like go on Hillary as far as like she hasn't done anything. And like I found all these numerous lists, and then people would. I mean, of course, people people do whatever they want debunk it. Oh, who's reporting this? What are the numbers? I mean, yada yada yada. She fought for children and families for 40 years. That she got out of law school, as far as like helping with the Children Defense Fund. But of course, fuck that. Who likes kids? Provided millions of children with health care. Fuck that. Who likes kids? Help 9/11 first responders get the health care they needed. Because let's remember, there was a big push through Congress during that time that a lot of them, even they was talking about support the troops and first responders. We celebrate them now. When all that shit died down, niggas didn't want to pay them motherfucking medical bills, dog. We forget about that shit though, right? Of course, women's rights, but then of course, oh, she took money from this nation, that nation. We take money from motherfuckers all the time. Whatever. Stood up for LGBT rights. IGQ. They got all kind of acronyms now. Help expand health care for family leave for military families, but we only support the military family on Veterans Day when we give them free food. Fuck everything else. I mean, just yada yada yada. List of shit. And then of course, let's look at our boy Donald Trump. Brief thing, then we can move on to something else, because I mean it gets tiring talking about him and his shit, whether it be his sexual assault allegations. Oh, various from 1970 to 2005. So you mean to tell me these things came up prior to his being nominated for the Republican nomination? Oh, because if you let everybody else to it, it only came up doing then. But 2005 video, sexually assault of women, 1990s? Was he, hey Frank, was Trump running for president in the 1990s? Because according to some motherfuckers we know, the only time this shit came up was when he was running for president. So did I miss something in high school? Because of course I wasn't concerned with the presidency at that point in time in my life. But was Donald Trump running for president in the 1990s? Do you know?
I don't know.
He wasn't. So fuck anybody who says all this shit came up because of his presidency. Fuck anybody. That means you. Okay. With 1990s, what was it? Former Miss Utah. Wow. Oh, well, hold on. 1970s? This nigga was trying to steal pussy in the 1970s? Oh, Trump assaulted, and then one saying he tried to put his hand up her skirt on a flight in the 1970s? Oh my. Mr. Trump, you dirty, dirty dog. Oh, we got beauty pageant scandals, 1992? Hey, Frank, was Trump running for president in 1992?
He might have, though.
No, he wasn't. We already covered this in the previous section. He was not running for president in the 1990s. Oh my God. God.
Can I get a lifeline? Can I call my wife?
Call your wife. Yeah, wake her up. I'm sure she would love to talk about fucking Donald Trump at fucking 11 o'clock at night. You know what? I'm not going to go into all these articles. Hold on. I'm just going to cover racial housing discrimination 1973 to 1975. Oh, him and his racist ass father who has some alleged allegiance to the Klan. Oh, Father Fred, 1973 for housing discrimination in 39 sites in New York. Wow. Hold on. I'm just gonna keep scrolling. I'm almost done. Mafia ties, but it just says 1970 question, which means maybe ongoing. Who knows? Oh my God. Oh, of course, Trump University, which he has a case pending previous to him going to fucking get sworn in. But you know what? He ain't dirty. he's just, you know what, Frank? He ain't dirty. He's just so boisterous and he's egotistical. And it's not that he's dirty and fuck people over and don't want to pay him and sexually assaults women and is a racist. He just, he's just egotistical, Frank. That's all it is.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's crazy, though. Look, I'm just looking up at Twitter, and I just put Trump protests, and there's like, even just now, like, there's, like, cities, man, like, they're still coming out in droves, man. Like, people are out there actively protesting this stuff, man, against it. And look, man, this is one of two things, man.
Hold on. I wasn't finished. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. One more thing. I'm done with. I'm gonna try to be done with politics. Benghazi. How many Americans do you think died in Benghazi?
2.
4. And I'm not trying to limit. I'm not trying to say there's a cost on, of course, because American lives matter more than any life. But black lives don't mean shit. But if you're a black American, I don't know what that cost is. So I don't know.
What? Weren't 2 of the 4 black? Or one of them was black?
I think, looking at these pictures, I think Glenn Daughtry, he may have been black.
But remember, we talked about this before, though. See, these were civilians. These weren't soldiers.
It doesn't matter. They were American. So that's a whole nother podcast. We start talking about news reports and how they report news overseas, because they always document Americans killed, and then it's like yada yada yada. It'll be like 2 Americans killed, and they have the names, and then like 5,000 other niggas burned alive. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about them. Right. So of course, Hillary Clinton, the worst ever. Hey, sir. How many Marines alone do you think died in Beirut? This is Ronald Reagan era Beirut. Iran, Contra, all that shit.
I don't know.
241 Marines.
Damn. At the embassy? Yeah.
200. This is their beloved Ronald Reagan. The Republicans' beloved. 241 Marines, dog. We don't talk about that in the history books.
Because again, they're soldiers.
And
see, it wasn't citizens, civilians. Remember?
No, they try to, but then they made that movie about the Benghazi strike, and they tried to make it like it was all like these top level CIA, fucking Green Beret, fucking special forces, fucking operators that died. But
they were operators.
I get what you're saying, but
they don't have the civilian.
I know you're trolling, but stay with me. So, despite that George Bush was warned by all his security advisors, by all the fucking reports as far as like intelligence, 9/11, how many Americans died that day?
I don't know. 3,000.
Due to a lack of following through with intelligence, right? Right? Of course. So
look at Pearl Harbor.
So we don't get on Pearl Harbor. That's a whole nother thing. 4,500 soldiers died in Iraq.
But they were soldiers. They're not civilians.
I know. Okay, hold on. Bush. So these are civilians, though, right? Coming up next. So during the Bush administrations at U.S. embassies, how many? And it says here in this report, how many Americans do you think died?
2.
66.
66 civilians died.
66. It says, I don't know. It says Americans died at U.S. embassies.
Right. Hold
on. But Benghazi, 4 Americans die. A fucking movie is made. Hillary Clinton is the worst. She doesn't care about blah blah blah. I just you notice something also, right? All these presidents listed were what? Republican presidents.
Yep.
I mean, I should say during their time, it was during the time of a Republican presidency. There were no. Hey, you know what, Frank? There wasn't no investigation.
It's not their fault though. See, there were presidents. They appointed somebody else to oversee that.
So you're trying to say if George Bush had been Secretary of State, then there would have been an investigation? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, before that, he was the owner of the Texas Rangers, and then before that, he was involved in Enron, which failed. So, but yeah, I mean, I hear you. You know.
I mean, and there are some discrepancies here and there. I get it, but my thing is just to point out the sheer number of soldiers / Americans who died, counted to the sheer number of soldiers / Americans who died during this Benghazi conflict, and how. But it also goes back to the fact that we as Americans are so lazy, and also our system of education fails us so much because it kind of benefits our government for us to be lazy and not know the history. So we don't learn it. So therefore we don't go research it. So therefore we find ourselves stating bullshit facts in a fucking text argument or debate. Therefore we go along and preach this same bullshit to our children and our families, and it just continues on, right? We forget the fact that before Hillary Clinton even stepped foot into the fucking White House, thousands of Americans died because thousands of Americans died because 3 lazy ass Republican presidents decided not to act on credible information. Also, because one president decided not to act on George Bush, we find ourselves still in an ongoing conflict with the Middle East.
Yep.
And fuck lives at the cost of our economy almost. At the cost of our economy.
But she burnt and deleted the emails.
Nigga, George Bush. Like I said, you notice there was no comeback when I said, you do realize the Bush administration deleted millions of emails at the height of the Iraq War. You do realize that, right?
Fuck deleting. They ignored.
No,
they
ignored and deleted, dog.
They ignored like credible information on the ground from the ground information.
No, you're talking about like just the straight out fuck the intelligence. We're gonna go do this. I'm talking about a cover up to why the fact we went to war. They deleted millions of emails to cover up the fact that they knew why we went to war was bullshit.
Yeah, and there was a lieutenant colonel. A Fulbright colonel, actually, that sent us to war.
So anyway.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying.
What do I know? I'm just some black guy who didn't go for Trump.
So when Trump gets into office and appoints Chris Christie and former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani,
nigga, and Ben Carson. They're talking about Ben Carson.
So are we? And then like now this Lewandowski kid, just he resigned from CNN.
Oh nigga,
he's gonna be part of the cabinet.
That's his press secretary right there. Are you kidding me?
But yeah,
No, he's going back to be his press secretary, dog. What do you mean? He's going back. It just so happens he quits his job at CNN and then goes to the building where everyone's meeting at for the fucking Trump Klan rally. Okay, man.
Yeah. So here's okay. So if something bad happens at another U.S. embassies in foreign territory, so will Trump get the blame or the person that's assigned over that department get the blame? Who gets the body count tallies?
It depends on. It just depends on who they hate.
So, I'm thinking he's gonna have to get that tally though, because ultimately he appointed them.
Well, in a perfect world, he should. Cause like in any other major thing, that's how it works.
And you
lose a Super Bowl, it comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
If you go through a decade of your team losing, like in college, you don't say, "Oh, my fucking recruits are just piss poor. They go, no, it's poor coaching. No one comes in. No one. You never see the coach stay, and then they pull the scholarships of all the kids. So anything else, it's always like the person who is at the head is accountable. But when you get into politics, it kind of gets fucking fractured and all this other shit.
Right. Okay. Anything else?
Not really.
Politics?
Not really, man. It's the same old bullshit. It don't matter what we say or what we do. Niggas just gonna be stupid.
Well, I'll be curious to see what happens. I think the Electoral College meets or convenes, I think December 12th or something like that, December 11th or whatever, and make it official. I don't know what's gonna happen then and there, because we'll see what happens, man. I don't know. There's a lot of momentum right now. I thought it was gonna die. All these protests were gonna die as the days continue. But
I mean,
we'll see what happens.
It hasn't even been a week, so we'll see where it will stand.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I mean, I hopefully, I hope he doesn't, some of the things, the platforms that he said he was gonna do. Hopefully, he doesn't do any of them, because they're gonna harm people, even those people that voted for him. And they're going to be harmed by him, just like the white women you mentioned earlier with all of a sudden not the abortion, but what do you call those birth control, the birth control rights, trying to pull that shit back from them. They're going to be affected, so it's ridiculous. But on that note, I don't know. I don't have any. I don't. We're just gonna keep bitching and complaining and griping if we continue talking about the politics. I don't mind touching.
I think for us, the best thing to do is just to, level head, stay open, and then as we go forward with the podcast, nigga fuck up, you call him on it. Nigga do a good thing, you say that's cool, and you just talk about how it affects, on both sides, how it affects the country, because you don't want to get yourself just into that fucking pigeonhole yourself to where you just like, I'm only gonna point out the shit when you fuck up, because I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if he go through and his 100-day plan, some of the shit he said, if he go through and he wants to protect LBG, damn it, the whole lesbian, gay, queer, trans. I can't remember. My bad, y'all. I can't remember shit off the top of my head. But he wants to go through and protect those and protect that segment of the American population. Cool. Salute to you. But if he don't, fuck that. Fuck you. Call him on that shit. You know what I'm saying? He go through and provide better benefits for military members. Cool. He go through and if he improves the economy, I doubt it. I doubt he do.
I don't know. Already GM is projected to lose 3,000 jobs.
Yeah, though. But on the other side, though, it's like, I go to my mutual funds. Them motherfuckers, the last 2 days, they got a nice little bump. And of course, with any presidency, there's always a fluctuation or a change in the stock markets. I know a lot, but of course, the media doesn't point that out because they expect us to forget that 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 12 years ago, there's always a fluctuation and change in the stocks whenever a president gets elected. It is what it is. But over the span of these 4 years, I go through and check my motherfucking mutual funds. What does his policies do for my bottom line of my money? That's what I want to see. Does it just help the 10%, to help the upper 1%, or does it help the middle class like he keeps saying? Because I haven't seen a Republican policy that helps and influence and creates money, jobs, income for the middle class.
Hell no, we're about to take another hit, dog.
You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. So everybody else want to be on that whole shit. Just give him a chance. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the same chance he gave all these motherfuckers trying to take him to court because he ain't paid them.
Yeah. Like I said, I still want to keep the Trump Award, the Bag of Dicks Award, Trump Award. We call them the Trump Awards.
We'll be respectful. We'll be respectful. The president Trump Back at Dick Awards. We'll be respectful.
No, we call it we could call him the Trumpy, the Trumpy. You know,
Oh, the Trumpies.
the honorable Trumpies.
The presidential Trumpies, dog.
There you go, dog.
I mean, because I don't want nobody to say we're not being respectful. I don't want nobody in the chat group that we got to say, you're not respecting the office of the presidency. I'm like, dog, we call it the presidential Trumpies, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you want me to do?
Yeah, there you go, dog.
It just so happens that the award is shaped like a bag of dicks. I can't help how the awards are shaped. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess if we didn't like Obama, that we could have like a news. We could call it the newsies.
Yeah.
If we didn't like him, so I'm pretty sure somebody out there has something like that. The dude, there was a kid that showed up to a fucking. Was it you? Somebody showed up to a college football game with President Obama. That was before Obama.
That was the Wisconsin, I think Wisconsin Nebraska game, I think. And that was like before the election. Old dude showed up. It was before It was like Halloween. Oh, matter of fact, Halloween weekend. He showed up to fucking that game in a Obama mask with a fucking noose around his neck.
Damn, the audacity, people, dog. Fucking hey, dog. But anyway, dog. So okay, enough politics. Anything else you want to talk about, man?
Nah, dog.
Get out.
I ain't got shit else, man. I think. I don't know. For the most part, man, just tell the people, man, hang in there. You know, we trying to raise. I got 5 kids. Frank got 1. He on the road. I work sometimes. I'm at work. I work 15, 16-hour days because of the lab, because of the schedule. So, but we gonna sit down and try to flesh this schedule out so that we at least get like one episode a week. Cause I know there's like the 2 or 3 of y'all that fuck with us. You know, I appreciate it. And just trying to be a good business person or a good podcaster to our loyal fans. I should loyal fan or fans. So that's all I want to say. Hang in there, and it's not thinking of being disrespectful and not appreciating that you guys take the time to download and listen. It's the fact that like I said, we trying to raise these families, trying to raise good kids, trying to be loyal to our significant others, at the same time paying respect to the fact that we both have put money into this and we both want people to put time into us. That's all I gotta say, Pimp.
Yeah, hopefully we get better. I mean, we're gonna keep getting better. Like I said today, I spent some time researching the audio stuff. I mean, I'll get better at it. I mean, and like I said, I think in the next couple of weeks I'll be gone again. I'll be back in Frederick, Maryland for 2 weeks. I'm hoping that we could get on for at least 30-40 minutes, if not every day, every other day or something like that, so we could put it out. I'll be better prepared then, because I know what this last time that was my first time out there. I don't know what the courses were going to be like. This next one I take is supposed to be a little bit easier. I know what kind of time I'm going to have on my hands. Some days I had ample time. Some days, I watch a lot of Netflix. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll be better prepared. I'll take my equipment there too with me, and I'll be able to, edit stuff and, even if I have to record by myself or with my wife or whatever, record a conversation with my wife or whatever, I'll put it up out there. Obviously, with your blessing first, you know what I mean? Because we're partners in this. And having said that, I mean, I know you wanted to get the wifeys on. I think this weekend is going to be a little bit difficult just because Jamie works all weekend long. I think next weekend might work a little bit better, either Friday night or Saturday afternoon or night. So we could discuss that a little bit offline. Other than that, man, I think, man, I know, to our listeners out there, man, just hang in there. We feel your pain. I put out on Twitter, though, I was not mentally, I was not in a good place in the sense that I just didn't want to deal with the bullshit. I needed to gather my thoughts before I, put them out there, because I can't take back my thoughts, though. And my thoughts are my thoughts, and that's it. And I don't want to say something and come off as ignorant, even though I probably did. But this ignorant person there's a reason in the rationalization and that happens in my mind. So be good out there, and you know what I'm saying. Just whatever if you if we need to vent, hit us up on Twitter, man. Hit us up on Twitter, email. We'll put that shit all on the podcast notes, man. And other than that, next episode we need to discuss Black Mirror, bro. I'm fucking want to discuss Black Mirror.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Enjoy the music, folks.
Enjoy the music. We out, y'all. Negro Rockin' Podcast. We out this bitch. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Peace.